Tech support during my dentist appointment, by user Mena People 1 account. Today I went to the endodontist to get a root canal. As he was about to give me a numbing shot, he found out that the internet was down. He said I can't do anything until the internet is back up. So I am patiently waiting around for them to resolve the issue. I could hear they were trying to talk with IT support. After some time, I tell the dentist, I am a software engineer. Perhaps I can help. Sure. He shows me, he had a server where he stores patient data. He had 3 patient rooms with computers connecting to this server. The internet wasn't really down. The clients just weren't able to connect to the server. He allowed me to touch the computers. I checked, and was able to successfully ping the server from the client computers. So what's going on? I watched the IT person remotely try to use the software. I notice they are trying to connect to it using a domain name. I check, is the domain pointing to the right IP? No, it isn't. I get the software to connect to the IP. This works. The doctor happily thanks me and gives me the numbing shot. Then a minute later, the software stops using the IP. Something in it remembered the old server name. They went back to their IT guy trying to fix it. With my numbed mouth, I went ahead and just updated the hosts file on all the computers to point the domain to the IP number. This worked. They did the root canal. The dentist thanked me, said he was going to close for the day if not for me. They didn't charge me the $250 copay for the root canal. I left a note for the IT guy that was supposed to come the next day, about what I did, and my suggestions about what he should do next. Wish every issue in life was this simple to resolve. Reception urgent is not IT urgent, by user Randandan. It's a Wednesday morning. I've just had to do unusual new hire intro since this one started Wednesday, not Monday. Relaxing after an hour of yammering away about policy and where stuff is, I get a ticket about updating a notarizing program because there's a deadline, it's not working, and stuff needs to go out today. So, I'm working the Teams call. Pocket buzzes with my cell going off, yay call forwarding right. Hello and Dan speaking. Mispronouncing my name, I need your help. New hires email doesn't show in the search bar in Outlook when I search for them. So, a really not important issue since I know new hire has an email address, we all have first initial last name at company.com here. So to try and understand how I should place this beyond absolute bottom of the stack, how critical is this? After a perceivable, microsecond pause, everything is urgent, bye. Confused, I return to my work. After I finish up the ticket I was in the middle of for actual money makers, I go see reception and explain. They very clearly want none of it and me dismissively. After catching the vibe but still explaining the issue, I say okay, and so you understand this does not constitute an urgent issue. They raise their hands and say but it's urgent for me. Urgent for thee is not, necessarily, urgent for me. But IT has to go live now, by user Huxley 75. Back around 2005 or so, an account exec at the PR firm I worked for bought a domain name for a client website and put it on her own credit card. Then she ignored the 90, 60, 30-day renewal reminders. We weren't working on the project, she contracted it out vs Go with the in-house web development team, and, when the URL/domain went dark and wouldn't work, she flipped. I got a livid phone call from her telling me I needed to get the site back up and online quick because they were going live on national TV to advertise it. Good morning America, IRC. I calmly explained that there is nothing I can do since she bought the domain using her personal card, not our corporate account. And, even if she renewed the domain, I'm not in control of the global DNS servers and can't guarantee how fast things will work again. She wasn't happy with that, so, after I hung up with her, I immediately heard my manager's phone ring. I walked over and told him what was going on while he had her on mute just ranting away. When he told her the same things I had, she didn't like it. Next thing we know, our senior manager gets a call and now there's 3 people who told her we can't fix it. The site is up and available by the IP address, but the DNS/domain issue is her problem, not ours. We hang up on that call and, within 10 minutes, my senior manager gets a call from our CIO asking what's going on. He got a call from her and told her the same thing 3 of us had already tried to explain. He hung up, got all of us on a conference call, and explained, in excruciating detail, why this problem was hers and why we can't fix it right away. The CIO explained why there's an in-house web development team, why we have a corporate account with VeriSign, and why we need to be kept in the loop for these launches and campaigns. We didn't not want to help, but, when you get a phone call at 8 am and the site is supposed to be up and live for Good Morning America at 9 am, then there's not much we can do at that point. After she's called everyone and we explained things to her that she didn't want to believe. She also had a long history of not wanting to follow the process. We did help her get the domain name renewed, but, by the time that happened, we'd spent enough time on the phone that 9 am came and went. This was also a PR firm which, from my experience, is full of entitled prima donnas. We never heard from her again and I resigned from that position shortly thereafter. No bus to the 18th hole, by user binary hex deck good. So a user called to complain that a personal email he gets from his golf club had a link in it, and when he clicked that link it didn't work because our firewall blocked it, and what was I going to do about it? I work for a company that runs the public transport network BTW. So I reply that given we don't have a bus route that includes the 18th hole, I wasn't going to do anything about it. That's when I had the first inkling I might be in trouble. He says I don't want to pull rank, and he proceeds to tell me that everyone checks personal email at work and he's been getting these golf club emails for a long time and he's not happy that this one is blocked. But I'm a slow learner and reiterate that it's not really worth looking into given it's not work related. Then I get the "what's your name? I'm going to take this hire" speech. Turns out he's the guy in the big chair for one of our departments. So I wrote a full explanation email to my boss and now I'm waiting for the fallout. How entitled do you have to be though? The guy admits it's not work related but he still wants me to sort it out. We're short-staffed, I've got an inbox full of actual work todos, so I push back without knowing who I was talking to and now I'm probably going to regret it. Oh well, c'est la vie. Dealing with end users after 3 years still is a nightmare, by user embarrassed ad 9297. So I've been more so autonomous in my role as of the last few years, cloud architecture requiring little to no user communication. Pretty swift. Anywho, the other week my manager ran out of people to help with a 365 merger tenant-to-tenant migration and asked if I could assist and also provide end-user support after cutover. Got the job done, cutover wasn't too bad, not many issues. Lady called me up, she was the lead administration lady for the merged company and she had issues with her OneDrive not syncing. It took 20 minutes for me to understand what her problem was. She called and stated her Outlook had no documents and that I had broken it. I kept asking simple questions like Outlook documents? Attachments? Can you elaborate please? And she just kept getting angry at me, telling me that I have ruined it all and her Outlook documents are all gone and I need to fix it as she cannot do her Outlook work. After 20 minutes I finally get TeamViewer on her machine and jump on and I tell her to show me. She opens up File Explorer and lo and behold she thinks the File Explorer is called Outlook. Signed into her OneDrive and they all appeared. I am dumbfounded. How are so many people in lead roles still so illiterate in technology when their sole job is on a computer? My 55-year-old mother is better and she barely knows how to use a computer.